Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
You're on mute.
I pulled a Boyd. Welcome everyone to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin, and I am no longer on mute. And I am here with Hammo and Nate. How are we doing, lads?
How do you reckon?
So this is how our 2 weeks have gone. We haven't been on for 2 weeks. We called off last week because everyone was busy. Everyone was running around like psychotic headless chooks. And we called it off. We did a whole 2 weeks worth of prep. Hammo couldn't be fucked. Nate showed up this morning blind. Boyd went out on the piss last night and hasn't showed up at all. So we're fucking going great.
I said it's going to be a good one.
How you doing, Hammo?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Glad to be here.
It's been a long 2 weeks. Midge is saying there's not much to talk about anyway. We are going to do a way too early review of the conference or the divisions and start to work through some of that stuff. We do have Boyd's stuff, so I will be able to throw that on. And then we can just hang shit on him. And yeah, we'll also talk about a couple of other things that happened in the last 2 weeks, I suppose. Number one, the Suns signed Udoka Azubuike to a two-way. So I know that the Suns signed this guy because his last name fucking sucks ass. And
we needed another one, right?
And to be honest, there's a clear direction
the poor
here from
commentators,
the Suns.
man.
There's a clear direction here from the Suns to fuck up the Aussie Suns fans and make sure that we can't pronounce any of anyone's last names.
Well, let's face it, the Americans can't even say the name of this podcast, so, you know.
That's true. That's true. We've got it going back the other way. What are your thoughts on Udoka Azubuike?
Mate, I think I chucked it in our little Twitter chat, actually. It was when 2K first came out last year, when I finished the first season of my player, and, you know, the league just gives you players and changes your roster around, signs players. It actually signed Azubuike. I was like, oh, this guy's actually probably better on 2K, to be honest. It was interesting. That's about as much as I've seen of him on my 2K team.
Hammo, thoughts?
Look, I don't mind it. His last season with the Jazz, in 10 minutes, 3.5 points on 81.9% percentage, like shooting percentage, 3.3 rebounds, and then little bits in every other column. So, I mean, that in a 10-minute average could be damn good, especially if we, you know, God forbid we end up with some kind of injuries going on and we need a backup center, an extra one, two-way contract, perfect. We can bring him up.
He's a fourth center on the team.
Doesn't matter.
This motherfucker
I think it's great. I think it's great, dude. I really do.
This motherfucker ain't playing, and we'll have him waived probably before the first month of the season. I don't think probably won't even get through fucking training camp.
Well, the last time we chatted, you guys were going on about Bol not even seeing any minutes. What fucking chances does Azubuike have?
This dude has no fucking chance. And I'm happy to eat my words again because
he's a big unit, though.
He is a big unit, but he's effectively going to be behind DA, Eubanks, Chimezie Metu, and Bol.
Stop talking about Chimezie Metu as a centre.
Chimezie Metu, he's just going to be a breakout superstar for the Phoenix Suns this year.
He's not a centre.
I watched his highlights package. He's going. It's on. It's on. Get ready for it.
Good on you.
I'm not going to stop beating on this drum, Nate. I'm going to continue to push it. Gents, the Phoenix Suns unveiled new uniforms. Everyone was excited for the unveiling. The reaction on Twitter was mixed. Some people absolutely love them. Some people hate them. There wasn't many in the middle. Are any of you in the middle? What's your thoughts?
I'm in the
You're
middle.
in the middle.
It's kind of like a redo of the Sunburst. Like they couldn't do the hard courts classic again, so they've gone and done this alternate version. And I was actually going to go buy the white one with Beal on it. And then I actually saw someone in our group chat, the Aussie Suns Fans Facebook group, post a picture of one they bought, and they just look cheap. The ones you buy, it's like the jersey was printed, and then they've ironed on the word Suns over the top of it, and you can see the sunburst through the letters of the Suns. I've had this once before with my Mikal Bridges jersey. Not only did they fuck up the number, but it just looks cheap with the iron-on print on the front. And unfortunately, I thought the white ones looked exactly the same, cheap. Now, the on-court jerseys aren't the ones we buy. You can't even buy the on-court ones anymore. But let's see what they look like when the players actually get in them. But as far as buying one of those white ones, I'm thinking I'll wait for the what do they call it? The new edition. The class, the city edition or whatever it is. See what the alternate ones look like.
Hammo, thoughts?
I've got a similar jersey to what you're talking about, Nate, where you've got the sunburst and then you can see it's printed over the top of it and you can see what's going on there.
Dodgy, right?
Yeah.
You pay 130 US for these fucking things and they come out and they look like that.
Yeah. I really don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I really don't. But when you're talking about the city edition or whatever, they said basically they weren't going to be changing too much, which means I think they're running back the PHX with the skyline in the trimming and possibly the Native American one. So that might be the only changes that we see.
I do like the teal jersey. It warmed on me really well.
Which one? Sorry, the teal.
The teal. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one I've bought. To wear it, the way it looks, it just it's a good one.
Other than Boyd, we all have quite a couple of jerseys each, and I think the only one that we all have together that's the same would be the blue one.
Probably.
Even Boyd has that one. So, yeah. There's been a lot of polls lately about the favourite jerseys. You know, the Valley, the Hardwood Classic and all of that. And I it's really interesting to see what people's opinions are.
There was a poll recently I saw. It was on shit, I can't even remember what Burn City Sports or something. They actually polled the top 5 jerseys of Suns all times, and thank fuck the 93 Sunburst jersey was the one. But the Rally the Valley came in at 3rd.
Yeah.
I love those jerseys. I think they're fantastic. I think they're a modern uptake on the Sunburst. I can't wait to get my hands on one. And Joel, yes, I know you already told me I'm working on it. We'll see how we go, but I'm certainly going to order a couple of these and get them over. I think they're absolutely fantastic jerseys. So looking forward to it. I might even get a DeAndre Ayton one now because I think the man's going to stay. And I was always hesitant of buying a DA jersey.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm not going to do it because the last couple of jerseys I bought, they're not on our team anymore. Thanks, Mikal.
Yeah, you're not allowed to buy jerseys.
I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to buy it.
You're not allowed to buy anyone's jerseys anymore. You've got to buy ex-players. So you've got to go in and put the number on and a specific name, and it has to be someone who doesn't play for the Suns right now.
And just so it looks real, I need to put the number wrong or misspell a name or something, just so it looks like it came from the NBA store.
That's right.
That was the worst ever one that you got, that Baines one with the number off to the side. That was whack.
So yeah, I love them. People in the chat, let us know. Joel said his Purple Icon Edition one just arrived today. So Joel, throw it in the chat. Let us know how it looks and what your thoughts are on that one. Anyone in the chat with questions without notice and all that sort of stuff, throw them in there now so that we've got them for later on. The FIBA qualifying tournament going to be in the Philippines. I think it's late this month, next month, or September, is it? Yeah.
I thought it was September.
Yeah, I know the Boomers are playing down here in Australia this month. So, yeah, I know the Aussies are playing a couple of scrap games down here in August, next week or the week after. So, looking forward to that. But let's talk about the Suns, who are going to be playing in this tournament. Headlined, of course, by DeAndre Ayton, who is going to now officially play for the Bahamas.
Can you name one other person on that team?
Well, if the rumours are true, yes, I can. Eric Gordon.
Oh, my apologies. All right. I was being a cheeky bastard then. All right.
There was another one too. I can't remember, but there was.
That is big news in the Philippines, though, because I know, Gav, you know that I run the Philippines as well with my work, and they've got pictures of Jordan Clarkson everywhere you go when you're over there. All the street signs and shit for the FIBA tournament have his. Apparently, I didn't even know he was Filipino until I went over there. But...
Jesus, do you not speak to Justin?
No, Justin's never been there either.
No, but he absolutely loves the fact that Jordan Clarkson's Filipino. He brings it up in just about every conversation we have.
Well, why isn't he on here? Seeing how Boyd missed out.
There you go. Buddy Hield's also playing for the Bahamas.
Buddy Hield. That's who I was thinking.
Yes, they might actually have a team.
So we also have Yuta, who's playing for Japan. And I think Bol's going to play for East Somalia or South Somalia or Somalia or whoever. Sudan. That's the one. That's the one, Sudan. Who else is running out for one of those teams over there? We've of course got no one in Team USA, but McCall and Cam Johnson are playing for Team USA, so they'll give us some interest. Do we know of anyone else in the Sun squad who's playing?
Not that I know of, no.
Yeah,
the Canadian team's actually looking a little bit stronger than the US team, which is interesting.
Care to elaborate?
Sorry?
Care to elaborate on that? I've not looked at the Canadian team, so I imagine there's some. What's it look like?
If you give me a moment, I can
Jamal Murray, Andrew Wiggins, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Don't just list off Canadians. Are they actually playing though?
Well,
so far he's correct, yeah.
Okay, they're playing. Right. They're all playing. And basically everyone from Team Canada is everyone who's Canadian is playing for Team Canada in this tournament.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You know,
I know that. Well, Giannis won't be playing.
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons won't be playing.
Okay.
Ben Simmons won't be playing. Giannis won't be playing for Greece. Luka hurt his knee yesterday, so I dare suggest he'll be Gonski. Maybe it was that he's hurt his knee off the back of that full speed video that was out a couple of weeks ago of him walking around some cones and telling everyone he's as fit as he's ever looked. But there's some there's going to be a heck of a lot of interest in this tournament. I think there's big enough names there that are going across to the Philippines that it's going to be a good watch. And without any basketball until October, at least it's something that'll fill the void.
They're really. I remember looking at ticket prices too. They're charging a mozza for the Philippines. Like the currency over there isn't that great. And I looked at the prices they're charging because I've got a friend that works not far from where I stay when I work in Manila, and yeah, those ticket prices are up there.
Yeah, they are. They would charge out of the, and that's the thing, right? The Philippines, everything's cheap in the Philippines. You go and stay in a hotel, it costs you about $8 a night, and all of a sudden they're going to charge $7,000 a ticket to go to the basketball. Kill yourself.
Well, there were tickets well over $1,000, and that was in the regular pop up. Like I looked at it, I was like, screw it, I'll sit in the bleachers.
Midge, are the Aussie team any good this year? The Aussie squad's pretty solid, I think. Most of the NBA talent are playing, except for Ben Simmons. I know Josh Green's over there.
You did say NBA talent, buddy. So
I did say NBA talent.
All the NBA talent is playing. Yeah.
I know Josh Green's over there. The only one is Josh Giddey playing.
He's at training camp with them. I don't know if it says here Josh Giddey and Dyson Daniels, both players in the NBA, were named in the squad. But yeah, I know if you look at the Instagram and the Facebook and the Australian ESPN and all that kind of stuff, the Giddey's definitely there. But you got Ingles, you got Paddy Mills, Delhi, Dante Exum, Josh
Landau.
Green, Jock, Duop Reith, and Thibault. So
yeah,
even if
all of the
play,
main
we're doing all right.
Yeah, all
Not
of
great,
the main
but
NBA
we're doing all
talents
right.
there. So I think the Aussies will be really competitive. Yes, Justin, we did coordinate the white hats. We thought, why not? We
Mine's technically grey.
We wouldn't be coordinated if Boyd showed up, but
that's the funny part. I'm usually one that doesn't show up because it's so fucking early here, and then Boyd doesn't show up.
It's amazing that you can get on the piss all night over in Singapore till 2-3 in the morning and get up at 6 a.m. your time, 7 a.m. to get on a show.
Yeah.
Boyd gets on the piss one night and he disappears for 2 days. He did this to us last time.
I owed you one. I've missed about 3 pods now. So yeah.
And the worst thing
I
is,
remember you called him out online. It's like, has anyone seen him? Please, we're about to call the police. Like, it's been so long, we can't get hold of him. No one.
Pretty sure that was his birthday weekend.
That was his birthday weekend. The worst thing is, he posted this in the chat yesterday. He posted it about himself. Can't wait to see himself. Hopefully, he isn't too hungover. And then he didn't even show up. So, Boyd, you are going to fucking cop it nonstop for at least the next 4 shows. Just before we move on to our prediction of the Atlantic Division, want to give a shout out to former Sun and still a popular Phoenix Sun, obviously, Ricky Rubio, who stepped away from the game today for mental health reasons. So shout out to Ricky Rubio. Hopefully everything sorts out there and you get back on the court sooner rather than later.
Wow. Gee, that's terrible. I hadn't seen that. No, well said, Gav.
Okay. Well, we're going to try something here, folks. So if this fucks up, it's all Nate's fault.
Yeah, why not? Shit, it's early. I've been drinking breakfast beers.
We're trying to get a little bit more.
I'm the only one drinking on this pod. It's literally
you are
8:30 in the morning, and I'm the only one drinking.
Yeah, I've got to go to junior sport after this, so I can't get on the beers. You can't.
I am the junior sport after this.
I'll certainly have a few beers this afternoon, though. All right, here we go. Let's have a look here. Let's go full
Such
screen
a nice
so
picture. I'm glad you saved that one, mate.
So first up, we're going to have Nate. Nate, we're going to let you basically talk through your predictions, all right? So it'll be one thing at a time, and the floor is yours. Talk to me about the Atlantic Division and your predictions for the Atlantic Division.
Right. James Harden's saga aside, I feel like the 76ers are just always moving a little bit more closer. And I think they're like you want to look at the Nuggets last year, we always said they were a regular season team. They sucked in the playoffs, but each year you saw them getting towards where they ended up last year. And I think Philly are doing that regardless of the wanker causing all the upset. Boston, I just don't like the moves they made. I think they're a lateral movement. I think losing Marcus Smart was probably losing some of their core, as far as their spirit, what makes Celtics. And I just don't know what Kristaps Porzingis is going to do extra. So I don't have them falling, but I just don't have them finishing ahead of the 76ers. In the Atlantic Division, because we're going down the East now, I think I've got Brooklyn coming in 6th in the East, but in this division they said 3rd. I just think Mikal Bridges really has the season we wanted to see in Phoenix, but this time he's the star. So him and Cam, along with everything else around him, I think Brooklyn take a few steps forward. New York, I've got falling. I just don't think they did anything. You look at their off season, nothing changed. And Toronto, I actually have as my hot take as caving. I think my stats for predicting a 41-41, that was last year. I think I've got them finishing a lot less this year. I think 36 I've predicted them to win this year. I just think, I don't know. I just have this feeling like the ship is sinking and they're up for a full rebuild. Back to you, Gav.
I'll tell you what, that is an amazing graphic.
Keep
And
going,
those people who aren't watching this on YouTube, this is the reason why you need to watch on YouTube, because the graphics on this are absolutely beautiful.
No, keep going. We're going to go through where you predict them to finish in the East now. So if you look at the top left-hand corner, you'll be able to see at the moment you've got Philly coming in second.
Yes, I had Philly in second, and then moving down, I think Boston I've got coming in fourth. Do you want me to fill in the gaps, or are we saving that for another episode?
No, don't fill in the gaps. Just your predictions.
Yep, Brooklyn at 48 wins in sixth. New York with 44 wins in seventh. And the good old dodgy Raptors falling to 11, not even in the play-in with 36.
Beautiful work, Nate. Well led off. I love it.
Like I said, this is like you said, the far too early predictions. And if I went back over my W's for the season, you probably look at it and go, "Oh, I think I got those around the wrong way." But look, my most, what I am happy about is I don't like what Boston did, and I think the Raptors are going to suck. So there you go.
Beautifully done. We'll move on. Hammo, your turn.
I knew that was coming. I love that photo.
Where did these come from?
That's so for those who don't know, who didn't see last week's pod, I got stung by a bee, and that's basically the worst that ended up. So yeah, that was thank you, brother. Appreciate that. That's I'll never live that down. No way. All right.
You wait.
So the Sixers coming. Sorry, mate.
You wait till you see Boyd's photo.
All right. So yeah, I've got the Sixers coming in first in the division. So the additions of Pat Bev and Mo Bamba, I think is going to settle this team. They've had a lot of time to work in the off season, so I think it's going to be really good. I've got them at 55 wins for the year. I think they've actually done better with their roster, and I mean,
so my only thing there, Hammo, is you've got them as a better side, but really the wins are neutral.
Sorry, explain.
Well, they won 54 last year. You got them as 55 this year.
Yeah, that's better.
That's true. I guess technically it is better.
Yeah, but when you got Joel and sorry, mate.
You picked the same order as me. Now I'm worried.
No. Well, it just looks common sense. When you got the second best center in the league and arguably MVP, Joel Embiid, he's obviously your team MVP. The Celtics, exactly along the same lines, man. Getting rid of Marcus Smart was pretty dumb, I think. But they did, late in the season, get a full-time head coach in Joe Mazzulla. So that may balance it out, but I think overall it's going to be worse. I've got them at 52 wins for the season. And the only reason I've taken Jaylen Brown as a team MVP is because he's on about like $700K more a year than Jason Tatum. So he has to fucking get out there and earn his money, or else he's not going to be very well liked.
Gav, did you share my spreadsheet with Hammo or something? Because I had him at 52 wins as well.
No, if I did
No,
not.
I was looking
I'm
at
getting
that
real
as you were
fucking
speaking.
concerned
Yeah,
about my picks now if they're lining up with Hammo's.
He just copied and pasted yours.
yeah. No, I was looking at that as you were thinking, going, "Oh, this ain't going to be too interesting." But the Nets, not much has changed really at all. I just think they'll have a bit of better season than last year because they're going to have a full off season to practice and train with the current roster. So Mikal Bridges got him down to team MVP, and I think a possible sneaky for most improved player for this current season.
So you got
Moving
him
on to the
finishing with
Knicks.
same record?
Sorry, mate.
You got him finishing with the same record.
No, I've got predicted wins of 50. Last year they had
They didn't get any
45.
better.
No, but they've got a full off season because of the mid-season trade with Kevin Durant last year. They didn't have an off season to practice.
I mean, I'm not arguing with you because I think I had him down for 48 wins and you got him for 50, and I'm still upset that the fact our shit looks the same.
Well, sorry, I was
Keep
basing my
on saying it.
status as the neutral status of off-season moves. Not a lot's happened in the off season. It's basically the same team as we seen at the end of last year's regular season.
Agree with that.
Yeah.
Great
My
explanation.
interpretation, but my interpretations are usually wrong. So moving on.
That's why I'm worried about these selections.
yeah. We got the Knicks. They did sign DiVincenzo. That is possibly and the loss of Obi Toppin, but look, I really don't see him doing much different. And Julius Randle is the MVP because, I mean, who the fuck else is going to step up on the Knicks?
Jalen Brunson did not show up enough to be an MVP for that team. He's not the difference maker. So who else?
Exactly right. The Raptors, look, have they assigned a new head coach since losing Nick Nurse? I couldn't find anything to say that they had. So as far as I see, they're coachless at the moment. Yad Schroeder and Jalen McDaniels, but
shit, you've got them finishing with 36 wins as well. I picked 36 wins.
As you were saying, I'm sitting here going, do I change this? No, Gav's already.
Well, now I've got to change it if you've picked all the same shit as me.
No,
they've got their head coaches. Their head coach is Darko Rajkovic.
Okay, cool. So there you go. They got a new head coach. Yeah, they got time in the off season like everyone else does, but I think this is a dumpster fire of a team at the moment. That's the case when I got them lower than the fucking New York Knicks, which has always been a dumpster fire of the team. But yeah, OG Anunoby, I think he's going to have a huge year. And that's my predictions. And apparently they're very similar to Nate. So fuck yeah.
All right. What about where are they finishing, Hammo?
Where are they finishing in the Eastern Conference? So I have Philadelphia coming in at second in the Eastern Conference. I have the Boston Celtics at fourth. I then have the Nets at fifth. Then moving on to the Knicks, I have them at ninth. And the Raptors will be 13th.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Hammo. That's much better than the slide I did have for you, which was not submitted.
Thank you very much, Gav. Great work.
I'm actually really happy with that. You've got them falling lower than I do.
Let's go through Boyd's predictions.
Oh, people, you got to watch the YouTube. You got to watch the YouTube on this.
You picked the best photos of us, Gav. Thanks very much. Oh, Boyd.
Boyd's predictions. He's got Boston finishing first, 53 wins with Tatum as his MVP. The Sixers with 50 wins neutral, Embiid, his MVP. The Nets neutral, 42 wins with Bridges. The Knicks are worse with 40 wins and RJ Barrett. And the Raptors as worse with Pascal Siakam.
Hey. RJ Barrett's going to be their MVP. Interesting.
It's it's a big call. In his predictions, he's got the Boston Celtics finishing second in the East, the Sixers finishing fifth, Brooklyn seventh, the Knicks eighth, and the Raptors 12th. So that's an actual live. This is an actual live photo of Boyd after he got on the piss last night. And the reason for the head wrap and all of that sort of shit is because he came up against an AFL fan, and that's what happens when NRL tries to fuck with the AFL.
Oh, this is such quality content.
For me, look at Al McCoy. What a man.
Oh, look, yeah.
Oh, of course you picked a nice photo of yourself.
I was waiting for it. I did it deliberately.
That's gold.
I've got the Celtics finishing on top of the Atlantic Division with 55 wins, neutral. Jason Tatum will be their MVP. As you know, Hammo, you and I have different opinions on contracts. I know that Jaylen Brown signed a bigger contract, but it has nothing to do with Jason Tatum's contract. Tatum will sign an extension next year, which will dwarf Jaylen Brown's extension. So he won't give a flying stuff whether Jaylen Brown's getting paid more this year. The Sixers, I've got them finishing with a neutral finish as well, with Embiid as their MVP, 50 wins. I possibly should have put them down as worse. I had them as neutral just due to where I believe they'll finish in the Eastern Conference, but Harden will leave. And when he does, I don't think that the guys that they've brought in are going to improve that team at all. And without Harden, it's going to see them win less games. The Knicks I have in third with 46 wins. I do have Jalen Brunson as the MVP because he's their best player. He was last year, and I think he will go to another level again this year and easily be their MVP on 46 wins. I have the Nets finishing in fourth with Bridges as the team MVP. The reason that the Brooklyn Nets finished with 45 wins last year and in the playoffs was because Kevin Durant won all their games before he left. The second half of the year, they were a poor basketball team. I think they're going to get improvement out of the young guys, but it's not going to be enough to compete with the best sides in the East. But it's certainly be enough to put away the shit sides in the East because the bottom end of the East is still poor. And I think that I'm with everyone else. I think the Toronto Raptors are going to plummet, but I think they're going to plummet because they will blow it up. I still believe that they'll probably end up trading Siakam, possibly even OG, and Scotty. They're going to build this side around Scotty Barnes. To lose Fred VanVleet and basically replace him with Dennis Schroeder it's not going to be a good look for the Raptors. The coach that they appointed is a coach to develop players. So I could just see them blowing it up and moving everyone away. So in the East, I have the Celtics finishing in second, the Sixers in third, the Knicks in seventh, Brooklyn in the play-in in ninth, and the Raptors as the second worst team in the East.
I love everyone's take on the Raptors falling. This was the team where I went back over my win-loss record and I predicted the wins. I'm thinking, shit, I've been really generous giving the Raptors 36 wins next year. Okay, fuck.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was probably 36 wins is too many for me for the Raptors. To be honest, I was tossing up whether 30 was too many. I can't see how that side competes with some of the better sides. So yeah, they're definitely going to be the team that plummets, but I still think it's a plummet because they blow it up.
But
more than
Ryan's take there, he's got the Sixers falling to fourth in the division. Where the fuck does that put them in the East overall?
Well, he actually said earlier that he doesn't believe the Sixers will make the playoffs.
Right.
Wow.
So, yeah.
There's a hot take.
Midge, didn't Harden just sign? No, he didn't sign. He opted into his contract. Everyone believes it was a strange move. And the reason I think he opted in was to make the trade easier. Because he could have got out of the, well, he had a player option. So he could have got out of the contract and signed as a free agent. But I don't think the market was there that he might have expected. I reckon his agent put it out.
No money left in the market for him.
There's no money in the market.
This dude is all about the money. He's not about a cohesive team. He's not about making other people better. He's about himself. There's no money left in the market to pay him. He's got no choice but to stay until he gets traded.
So that basically makes it easier for other teams because he has a fixed price now. Like the question of his price isn't up in the air.
Yeah, they can move him for comparable contracts rather than trying to find cash on the balance sheet, which they were forced to spend very, very quickly.
Perfect.
I.e. fucking
makes it a lot easier.
Steve, where's he going though? The Clips or the Rockets? I think if he had have opted out and went to free agency, I think he would have gone to the Rockets. But I still think
the money.
I still think it's going to be a trade and he'll end up at the Clippers. I still believe that he'll end up at the Clippers.
What does him and Russ look like to get together again? Like I'm sick of seeing all these bloody like Durant and Russ and Harden all just shift around and end up back together again because nothing's ever looked as good as when they were together in OKC. It's been a shit show since every time they got together. Whatever the combination.
Yeah, I don't know how it works or whether it works or whatever, but I believe the Clippers think it will.
Oh well, good on them.
But I think they'll look for Russ to come off the bench and back Harden up. That's the way I sort of see that. If Harden ends up there, the likelihood is that Harden starts the season like he did with the Rockets, probably after eating too many pies, and not giving a fuck, and then they'll just trade. So yeah, that's our way too early predictions of the Atlantic Division so far. We'll move on to one of the other Eastern Conference divisions next week, and keep on rolling. So our next one, gents, guys, we're going to do our next subject, but if anyone has any questions without notice, we have none today, so we'll have to skip that piece if we don't get any. But our next one is Shag, Marry, Kill. And I've got a little bit of a different take and a different slant on this week's Shag, Marry, Kill.
Hey, you can't. Hey, I live in Asia, right? You can't say slant.
I apologise profusely to those in Asia.
Maybe you live on a hill.
Get politically correct, you motherfucker.
You need another beer.
On this pod.
Shag, Marry, Kill. Suns Jam Session. Fanning the Flames. PHNX.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Who wants to go first?
Fuck, I'll do it.
Go.
I'm all about process of elimination. Everyone needs to know this is a spur of the moment, right? Gav doesn't tell us these things until right now, so this is off the cuff. Funnily enough, first one I thought about is who'd I root. So, I'm gonna root the PHNX crew.
Be respectful.
Well, yeah, no, because Saul's in there, man. He's a sexy motherfucker. It's got nothing to do with Lindsay.
Be respectful to Saul.
That means if I'm looking at killing or marrying, I've got to marry Voida, right? So I've got to marry the Suns Jam Session. Plus, they're reliable. They record often. You can't marry Fanning the Flames because they only come around once every month or two. So I'm gonna have to kill those cunts. So there you go.
Well played. I like the justification. It's done.
There you go.
Hammo.
This is just like the predictions in the East. I'm basically the same. PHNX because they're probably making the most money. Suns Jam.
Is that your Mary or?
Is that your marry? Or
PHNX is my marry.
Okay.
Suns Jam is my shag because I don't know, they just seem more. Maybe it's more personal, the way that they record and stuff like that. It's more intimate. And then got to kill the Flames. I'm sorry, guys. I love you. I really do, but you're gone.
I noticed
straight up
Justin's
gone.
not in our chat anymore either.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd hang around for it. I was hoping. When I brought this up, I was giggling to myself, going, "Fuck! I hope Justin and John are on for this.
Well,
This will be great."
yeah, Void has not chimed in, but Justin was here earlier. But apparently he's got better things to do. Weed is legal in Arizona, so
That's true. That's true. I am
Thinking about the
marrying.
cactus has fallen over. That's crazy.
I have no idea what that was about.
In Arizona with the heat, cactuses are just falling over. Cacti.
A dehydrated cacti.
That's random and fabulous. I am going to marry Suns Jam for the reasons that you guys brought up. They're reliable. They're always there. The OG after game pod of the Phoenix Suns. We love Lissy. We love Voida. So I'm marrying those guys.
Who the fuck is Lucy?
Again? He's the other guy on Suns Jam, man. Come on, fucking hell.
I just had to. Sorry.
For reasons that are already brought up, I'm going to shag Fanning the Flames because they could be a perfect side piece. They don't want to hang around. They don't want to be there all the time. You just, and every now and again, you just throw the leg over and move on. And they're not going to tell your wife the Suns Jam. They're just going to be a side piece. And therefore, I'm killing the PHNX pod. The only reason I'm killing them is because I have to choose someone to kill. But number two is look, this is the Aussie Suns fans, right? It's a piss take, just for those that want to send this out to people. I'm killing them because they stole the idea of after game pods from Suns Jam.
Oh, did they really though, or is it just about
No,
we need a reason to have?
I need a reason. I needed a reason.
see, I like the idea of shagging the PHNX crew because they do it 5 times a week.
Seriously.
But you were marrying them.
There are so many arguments about, you could argue everyone for every spot. You really could. Gav's like, PHNX, when I was over there, they let me come in, watch them film, got to meet everyone, give them Tim Tams, Vegemite, this and that. But, if I was to shag them, I could get away with it.
Now I'm killing them off. Look, you just said that you want to marry PHNX, Nate, but now you're saying that they'll shag you 5 days.
No. I married Suns Jam.
I was marrying PHNX.
And I killed Fanning the Flames.
Okay. All right. That ruins that for me because I was just gonna bring up that once you're married, the shagging stops. That was interesting. Shame. Boyd, who's yours? Boyd, who's yours? Boyd.
Have you got a drop here or?
Boyd. Do you want to tell us who yours is, Boyd? Thanks, Boyd.
Frank.
Thanks, Boyd. Appreciate it.
Thank you for playing that again. I love it.
It's so much, dude. It's like going to church on a Sunday for religious people, man. I just get in that groove and it's just like everything's good. Everything's good. I love it.
All right. We've only anyone who's on there that wants to throw us a question. Quick, hurry up now, right now. We have one. Who wins the playing tournament in November/December? Nate, who wins the playing tournament?
Well, that's a different episode. We haven't predicted the East and West final standings yet.
It's just who's going to try and win the play-in tournament.
Well, I think Toronto will be trying to play in, and I don't think they'll get there. I think Atlanta and Chicago fight it out for the bottom of that East.
What are you talking about? So the tournament. I'm talking about the tournament that they're throwing in the middle of the year.
Stupid mid-season.
What's not the play-in tournament then? Fucking get your words right then.
Oh, NBA
in-season tournament.
Oh, it's not my words. It's fucking Steve's words. All right.
Well, Steve's a fucker. We all know this.
Cup.
Get it right, dickhead.
That stupid in-season tournament.
Look, there's been.
Oh my God! Look who's in the chat.
Fucking get online, you dickhead.
Come on, boy.
You can still
jump
online.
If I can make it, you can too, bro. We were both up at the same time in the morning messaging.
boy.
All right. So who wins the in-season tournament?
Well, I'm gonna reference my shag selection here. Because on the PHNX pod at some point, I remember Saul talking about they wanting the second unit. They're all on minimum contracts with fuck all money, and every player is going to get $500,000 if for this tournament.
Yeah.
So I think the Suns really are a good chance of this because all the guys that sign for minimum money will want an extra paycheck. So there's no reason for them to want to rest or anything. So why not?
I like it. Hammo?
Are we talking East or West?
Oh, Hammo, there's one tournament, dude.
Oh, okay. I don't understand how this shit works. I'm just going to say the Charlotte Hornets.
That's
okay. I'm with you, Nate. The games count to regular season wins, and exactly to that point. If they want to create some team cohesion, I think guys like Book and Durant and everyone will be going, all right, let's get you fellas an extra payday. It's the least we can do for you, signing minimums and helping us get to the NBA finals. So
yeah, I understand what you're asking.
Who's likely to get injured first, Beal or KD? Jeez, that's a fucking somber question.
That's a fucking mean question, prick. And I hate to say,
don't bring that voodoo shit up in here, man. What the fuck?
Most likely is definitely the latter of those two choices. Look at games played. I just was guesting on a pod yesterday. We were talking about fantasy value, and actually, I think it was all of Booker, KD, and Beal only played 50 games last season. But if you were talking about most likely, it's got to be KD. Look at his body. He's super tall, super skinny. I don't know how his legs hold up sometimes looking at him play. I just don't get it. So, but that's also a shit question. Thanks, Mitch.
Hammo?
Oh, Hammo from 2 weeks ago would have said Midge. But no. Look, probably KD. You know, like Nate said, the bloke, he's built like bloody Jack Skellington. You're just waiting for him to, do something to hurt himself. He's just built wrong. It's amazing. Like Robert Wadlow, tallest person ever. KD's built like him, except not wearing a suit.
Midge, stop talking. Stop putting his fucking comments up. This is rubbish. Come on, we're all positive. This is super hopeful fucking right now. Everyone's happy for the first time fucking ever. Just shut up.
I'm going to say that none of them. We're only going to rest people. No one's going to get injured. What do you say, Boyd? You fucking fuck coming here late.
Look at this dickhead. And he's on mute.
Yeah, the invisible cunt shows up.
There we go. So just push the screen. That's the way, buddy.
There we go.
Hey, boy.
1 second, guys. 1 second. Hang on.
You're a cock.
He just jumped on.
You got bras hanging up in the background there. I love it. All your underwear is just hanging up in the fucking background. You're fucking trolleyed. This is great. You're back on mute, you
You're
dickhead.
still on mute, you dickhead. Unmute yourself, you idiot. Try again.
Your eyes, brother. I love it. I love it. You look like I feel.
Good morning. How are you
Good
all?
morning. Yeah. It actually is fucking morning here. I know about it there.
Oh fuck. I've been hugging the toilet, guys. I'm fucking ass trolleyed big time. and I'm in trouble as well. I'm in trouble.
No, don't.
Hey,
Fuck, dude, I went to a fucking beer festival last night and still managed to get on this shit at 7 o'clock this morning.
Honestly, please puke on the fucking show. That'd be hilarious. What time did you finish up, Boyd? Because we were getting messages from you at 3:30 this morning. So what time did you finish up?
Man, I listened to a bunch of sad songs and cried myself to sleep by about fucking probably 5 a.m.
Wow.
4:30 something. I don't know. Something like that. Oh, yeah, I was bashing out some Elton John last night. Oh God, sings to my soul, that man. I love the guy. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that, Boyd. That was actually, I was going to bring that up, Gav. You want questions without notice? What's your favourite album?
Of all time? 10 by Pearl Jam.
10 by Pearl Jam.
It's the Elton John. Is it a question about Elton John or just a fucking record?
Just in general, I think.
Just in general.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Easy. It's gay as fuck. So
it's probably some sort of Taylor Swift or some shit.
No, 100%. It's Cooley High Harmony by Boyz II Men. Fuck.
Oh no, that's not gay shit. That's fantastic.
That is by far the best fucking album to hit the pass.
And we're going to go for a walk around Boyd's house by the looks of it now. You going back to puke?
Let's see how long it takes him to fall over.
Find some fucking fluids, boys.
Don't take a piss. Please do not take a piss. All right, let's get some. If you are checking,
are you drinking out of a jerry can? What?
Well, he does live in the northern suburbs in Brisbane. So.
All right, gents. Next question: who's winning the FIBA World Cup? So the basketball tournament in the Philippines. Which of those teams is winning it?
Ooh, do you want to take a home event on this? Because it's in the Philippines, and you have no idea how serious these fuckers take basketball. It's part of the reason I love working there is how much everybody loves basketball. You can't go to a pub without NBA
when they
TV.
Started kicking shit out of each other, and the fans got involved. They didn't show how serious they took.
Well, they also threw some chairs at us. Let's be fair.
There's a big chance that they just karate kick their way to a win.
You fucking oi. You fucking just step on them fucking Filipino cunts, right? Aren't they all short cunts?
Not really, bro. Trust me. They're not all that small.
Just get out the fucking way. Move,
I played club with we had a point guard was Filipino back in the day, and that motherfucker was strong and quick. I do think to the point what Steve's putting up there, though. I don't know about this the gold going to the US. I think Canada, based on what you said earlier, by the players actually going to represent their country, that Canada might get the best of the best, whereas the US will take the youth. So I think Canada's probably got an actual shot when it comes to loaded talent.
Hey, mate.
I'm just going to go with my heart. Australia.
Fair enough.
Why not?
I mean, it is an Aussie. Is it an Aussie pod? So it makes sense. I should have thought of that. But
And
No, look, I mean, like
reality.
Canada's got an amazing chance, definitely. China did pretty good too, but just got to give the Aussies a shot, man. You know, we've probably had more talent over the last couple of years in the Boomers roster than what we've ever had. So,
very true.
And reality is Australia is always a medal contender, right? So we're still certainly a chance. There's no doubt.
And we actually understand FIBA rules. So we do understand that the US
with the white
with
stripes
FIBA
on them,
rules.
man. What the fuck is that shit about? Just give us
Boyd,
the
who do you think?
I'll go with the Bahamas. They'll win it. DA will average 50 and 20 and take it out, mate. He'll fucking do it.
About fucking time he averaged something decent.
The Bahamians. Is Eric Gordon playing?
No, he's not. We established that today. He's not playing.
Good. He'd just take much needed touches away from DA if he did. So,
So you're all on for a one-man show to win the FIBA tournament.
oh yeah,
We're changing the MVP of the world.
We're changing the narrative, aren't we? Let's fucking talk it into existence. Let's go all fucking Lonzo fucking ball on it. Talk it into existence.
I'm going with
His career.
I'm going with Nate. I think Canada will win it. I think the Aussies will probably. I think we're probably on the same side as Canada. So I'll say Canada to beat the US in the final with the Aussies winning bronze.
There we go.
Which is still damn
without
good.
answers, questions at the last minute, whatever you want to call it.
Is basketball your favourite sport?
That is a fucking gay question.
It's really not.
No.
There's a lot of sports out there, and the basketball might not be people's favourite sport. I can tell you,
You're asking us for. You're asking
Yeah,
us
but
for.
if you asked me 4 years ago, I would have said no.
Oh. All right.
You're a big
So-
badminton guy, I reckon.
Hammo.
Gav.
Oh, you know what? I said the same thing when I was in Batam last weekend because I was watching the local television and I couldn't find anything in fucking English. So I just put the sport channel on and turned the volume down, and it was fucking all badminton.
Is it?
That's unfair
shuttlecock
too.
game.
That's shuttlecock game. It is that shuttlecock game.
Shuttlecock.
So I'm assuming
again.
I'm assuming everybody here is going to say yes to this question, right?
Absolutely.
Boyd
Yeah.
and Hammo, you're
Right.
a yes.
An
Well,
interesting
I'm
question would be second
because
thought.
midget wrestling's frowned upon.
Midget wrestling is not a sport. Let me make something very clear. If it doesn't have a ball or a ball type object,
The first word
shut
is
up and let me
sports
finish.
entertainment.
No. If it doesn't have a ball or a ball type object, it is not a sport.
Fair sure there's at least two balls. in
That's the
ring.
rules. That's the rules.
He has a point. Although you're not allowed to grab those balls. So
Okay, so hang on. What? Boxing's not a sport?
Not a sport.
Wow.
Not a sport. It's a
Pickleball.
fight. It's
I
not a
played
sport, it's a
fucking pickleball,
fight.
Steve.
Wow.
Not a sport. Athletics, not a sport. Swimming, not a sport. They are fitness activities.
Wow.
They're not sports.
Fucking what? Mindless activities?
Fitness activities, not sports.
Fitness activities. Just exercise.
Not
Like
sports.
Steve's mentioned pickleball there. I've actually fucking played
Jesus.
pickleball.
What is pickleball?
Pickleball's
I-
taken
I
off, right?
I actually had a debate with a friend last week about pickleball and paddleball and what's the difference. And I was like, I lost the argument because apparently there's a big difference between pickleball and paddleball. But at the end of it, they're both shit. They're both gay versions of tennis.
What's pickleball? What is it?
A gay version of tennis.
Hey, measurement tennis.
It's a smaller sport with a plastic bat and a plastic ball.
Yeah.
And you don't have to run
and
as
a
far.
smaller cord and shit. Yeah. Suns fever, yes. In my opinion, golf is a sport, but boxing is not. There you go. Eat one. That's the end of our questions without notice.
Thank fuck for
Gentlemen,
that.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
I'm really hoping that this subject drives Boyd to vomit again, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to have a beer with fucking anyone right now. or
Boy,
ever
you just
again.
gotta do what I did, man. Just get in the spirit, get straight on the beers. What is it? It's fucking just got 9 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm just screw it, straight on the brekkie beers. It's the only way I can
Who
get.
do you want to have a beer with, Boyd?
No one. I don't want to have a beer with anyone right now, man. I can't even. There's no one. I'm not hankering for a beer with anyone, bro. No.
Who do you want to have a vomit with?
No, no.
Who's your favorite purge partner right now?
No, I want to have a beer with Toby. Toby from Twitter. Toby. I want to have a beer with Toby. That cockhead.
Toby.
Tobes. And I think he's my flog of the week as well. Toby. Oh no, yeah, no, okay. No, that's all right. Toby.
I'm gonna have to mute myself.
Toby. Toby from HR. I'm watching The Office at the moment. It's fucking... Oh god, I love it.
All right, Nate, who do you want to have a beer with?
Mr. G Wiz at NBA G Wiz, Matty Garrett. That's who I want to have a beer with. As you fellas know, a mate of mine, Matty, got invited on to start a fantasy basketball pod, my NBA fantasy pod, under the Insight Fantasy Sports Network. And yesterday he invited me on to do the Phoenix Suns preview. Matty and I have known each other for over 30 years. So we go back to, comparing our first pubes sort of fucking time. And it was a really good pod. It was fun, and I want to thank him for because Toby was a better selection. So no, I haven't actually had a beer with Matty in a few years now, especially since moving to Singapore. So it was good doing that pod with him yesterday, and that's my beer with.
Hello.
And fuck you and Toby, fucko.
I want to have beer with Boyd right now and make him spew.
God bless. Yeah, I'll have a beer with you, Hammo.
I'll be there in about 4 hours.
I won't.
Well, Nate, once again, thank you. I appreciate you for actually putting time into this pod today. The other two, go fuck yourselves, because you're fucking pissing me off. Really are.
What,
at least
you know who really want to have beer
you had 2 weeks. You had fucking 2 weeks to organise this shit. You couldn't get your fucking submissions in, and now Boyd couldn't fucking be bothered showing up, and now you come back with, I want to have a beer with Boyd, and I want to have a beer with Toby.
My real beer with this week is I would love to have a beer with Suns Uni Tracker because of the amazing work that goes into what that person does to get the information from behind the scenes and be on top of all the action in terms of what's going on. Suns Uni Tracker will be my beer of the week.
I love
Gav,
watching you try to...
This is why I take a couple of weeks off, Gav, just so you guys know that I help you carry the show.
I love watching Boyd try to mute his phone. It is fucking hilarious. You need to show up. You need to show up hungover more often, Boyd. This is fucking magnificent. Anyone who's listening on Spotify, turn it off and go to YouTube. You will not regret it.
People. There's so much shit you got to see on YouTube this week.
I was trying to mute you, and I don't know how to do that, and it fucking just mutes myself. You cock.
Oh, why the fuck do people watch this shit? I don't know.
I don't know. This is why, because look at him. Have a look at him. I'm going here. My beer with this week is with Diana Taurasi, who's this week became the first and only woman in WNBA history to hit 10,000 points. Fantastic performance. She also had 42 points in that game and was fucking phenomenal. But congratulations, Diana Taurasi. Fantastic. and well-deserved beer of the week for this week. And
Devin Booker's
Time for the flog of the week, and trust me, they are ugly, very unattractive. Google their face when you're done here.
I fucking love how you just cut Boyd off with that.
I'm going to cut
That's
that fucking
fantastic.
idiot off every time he talks.
All right. Flog it up.
Flog of the week.
Jake at Fallen Founder.
On his birthday, you're a shit fucking bloke.
It's his birthday?
It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Flog. No, he was teasing me. He was teasing me, and I didn't appreciate it. So fuck you, mate. Fuck you, Jake. Cock.
On that note, I actually reached out to Jake for some input for the fantasy pod I did yesterday. And I said, do you want to affiliate yourself with a pod? And he's gone, no, just leave me at freelance status for the moment. So for the entire pod, I referenced him as Pod Slut.
You are reaching. You're fucking reaching deep. Fucking calling out to Jake for advice on something basketball. Are you fucking kidding yourself?
He actually did. He fed me some answers, and he actually prefaced it by saying, you do realize I'm shit at fantasy.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Nate, who's your flog of the week?
My flog of the week is the organizers of Brunanza in Singapore, because this is the first fucking beer festival I've been to where they decided 10:30 was a good closing time. Who the fuck goes to a beer festival with live music and they shut at 10:30? I had to actually go out after a festival. That's it. That's enough explanation for a flog. Fuck these guys.
Hammo, who's your flog of the week?
Whoever the media outlets are that are showing the fact that, look out, Luka Doncic has lost weight in the off-season. Okay?
That's literally all of them.
Still a whinging cunt. He always puts weight on in the off-season. This year, he didn't. Holy shit, he's the new white goat. Nah, fuck that shit. Fuck you, Luka. Get us it.
I like his
My
last
flog
comment.
of the week.
That was a good sign-off on that one. Fuck you, Luka. Good. Like it.
Go D3 is basically copying me. My flog of the week is Brian Scalabrine, who came out and said a high school kid played one-on-one with Bradley Beal and made him cry. And then the high school kid came out and went, that was a load of shit. It was fake. I didn't play one-on-one with Bradley Beal and I got no beef with him. Scalabrine, people are just trying to start a narrative now. They're trying to start a narrative against the Phoenix Suns. I actually enjoy that because you guys know I have the philosophy, embrace the hate. I want everybody to hate the Phoenix Suns because that means they fear the fuck out of us. And Brian Scalabrine has tried to start that with this Bradley Beal versus Cooper Flag shit. Cooper's come out, said it wasn't true. Brian, pull your fucking head in. You've got a platform, at least tell the truth. Or at least try to tell the truth. Don't try and spread shit rumors because when they get found out, you look like a fucking idiot. And guess what? This week you look like a fucking idiot and you're a massive flog.
What we're talking about flogs and more context to your reference here. Did anyone see the visual or the video on IG of Tyler Hero getting crossed over and scored on at his own training camp?
Yeah.
It was gold. I watched it like 5 times. You could see him just bouncing around to defend the kid. The kid just pulled up. He crossed him and dropped a fucking jumper on him.
He was quick, wasn't he? Wasn't he quick?
It was. That kid was great. I just think it was great that it was his own training camp and he got crossed on.
And my secondary flog is Nike, however you want to pronounce it. Let fucking companies sell jerseys into Australia and international countries, you fucking flogs.
Fucking preach, brother.
Now we've got to go and get our mates over in the US to buy the fucking jerseys for us and ship them over. Go and fuck yourself, Nike, whatever you want to fucking call yourself.
Can you elaborate on this? Because I just bought a jersey a couple months ago and it was fine. Is the landscape changing?
To Australia.
They released them later for sale overseas. But like the new release jerseys, we can't actually buy. There's no export license into international countries for the new jerseys.
For how long?
Well, I don't know till Nike fucking
About
changes their mind.
6 months. When I got my the city or whatever it is, the blue one. When I got that, it was about December when I actually took delivery, and it was ordered at the start of the season. So
I bought my Booker MVP jersey, the rusty orange one, and my Durant turquoise one, and I had it literally from wherever the fuck it got delivered from. I had it in 5 days. So maybe it's just they're waiting for supply and demand, create the demand. Who fucking knows? All they should do is make the fucking
NBA
jerseys better quality. Let's start with that. Let's start with that.
So
Make the jerseys better fucking quality, so you can't just see the print onto the jersey through the fucking iron-on. That's my rant.
Yeah, good point. Go D3. Is it Nike or Nike in Australia? Everyone calls it something different every time they say it in Australia because that's what we do. But I'm glad to know that the UK is Nike. We call it Nike. I call it Nike. Anyway.
Nike. I always call it Nike.
But a lot of people do call it Nike.
Nike for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really give a flying fuck either way. Just let me buy a fucking jersey. Fucking
We're about out of content, aren't we, Gav?
I don't care what you fucking call yourself. My third flog of the week is anyone who hasn't clicked like on this fucking video. It takes 2 seconds. Click like.
It's not hard.
If you are here, click the like button. Leave us a comment so that we don't have to read Boyd's comments. Boyd, last comments, or where can we find you?
In bed very shortly. That's where you can find me. No, it's at Fucko on all your favorite social media platforms or Buds83.
No,
That's Buds83 is my burner. At Fucko, if you want to talk to me, come talk to me. And just not you, Toby, or fucking Jake, cunts. I want to talk to you guys ever again.
Hey.
My sign off is going to be, I think, everyone check out Insight F Sports on the socials. So the Insight Fantasy Sports Pod that I guessed on that episode for the Suns preview is going to be on. Yeah, fuck you, fucker. Hey, it's going to be apparently a premiere on YouTube on Thursday night. It's a pre-recorded show, but there's going to be live Q&A afterwards. So it'll be interesting to see what shit I get thrown at me. And again, at NBA GWiz is my mate Matty, who hosts the Fantasy Pod.
How
about? Thanks everyone in the chat for getting involved. You know, we're getting bigger and bigger every week in terms of viewership and followers and that, and it's great. Just want to give a shout out to my man C4 Cartoons on Instagram. Did this awesome background for us.
That's so shit. That's fucking terrible. That cunt needs to give it up.
Did you just drop your guts on the pod?
No, I did not. No, that was my mouth, bro. Hey,
Oh my god, just sign off, Gav. Fuck.
Oh Jesus, keep going, Hammo. Shut the fuck up, Boyd.
Yeah,
Go,
big
Hammo.
shout out to
I've
C4
muted his
Cartoons. Big shout out to C4 Cartoons, letting us use his art that he does. Thanks everyone for getting involved in the chat. Like Gav said, like, subscribe, follow us on the Twitter, or what is it, X now? It's basically X, isn't it? Yeah, follow us on X, which you couldn't say back in 2005.
That's going to take a while to catch on.
Yeah, guys, just enjoy yourselves. Everyone stay safe, and thanks for tuning in.
At Aussie Suns Fans on YouTube, at Aussie Suns Fans on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Make sure you follow, give us a like, all that sort of stuff. We're here to support and give out Suns content, even though half of this shit wasn't Suns content today. It was basically laughing at Boyd and what a fucking disgrace he is as a human being. Just remember, and clearly by Boyd's appearance and what we're seeing of him today, we're not here to fuck spiders.
As Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Suns. Pierre Cardin. Suns.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but